All right, what's going on, ladies and gents? We back at it for another episode of Dot Connect Wednesdays. This is episode 41. I'm gonna change up what this Dot Connect was originally about, is basically the 2024 roadmap. I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of insight, but I'm gonna walk you guys through a couple updates that's going on right now in the crypto space that is affecting the market and how the market is performing today. And I'm also going to give you guys some insight to one of the products that I was going to release to the university. But we're gonna gift this to the VIP members. So first things first, I wanted you guys to be able to capitalize on all the spots and all the deep dives that I've been doing. So there's a ton of projects that I've been sitting on right now. I've been doing crazy research. So if I've been kind of quiet, my apologies, but somebody got to do the work. So I've been going hard with the spots, and there's a ton of projects that's out right now that are poised to do big numbers, right? And this is speculative. This is not financial advice. This is all for educational purposes only. But I did want to say, personally, from the research that I've done, these projects are extremely undervalued. Some of them aren't even on big exchanges yet. Some of them are only on DEXs, decentralized exchanges. So what we've been working on is one, new cold storage wallets for you guys. We're going to have a separate talk for that. We have a couple wallets, and we're going to give you guys I think two or three. I'm gonna discuss it with Steve, and then we'll present that to you guys. Also, I just got one of those exchanges. It is a killer, and it definitely is better than Ledger. So stay tuned for that. Two, for everybody that is in the VIP, we're gonna go back to our old way, where we used to do the coin market cap watch list. And the product that I was gonna put out for you guys was all of those deep dives that I've been doing. Instead of us selling that to you guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all of those into CoinMarketCap watch list, and you guys are going to gain access to that. And then this is going to be for our VIP members only. So if you're already in the VIP group, you're golden, right? Now, I'm telling you, the execution is on you guys. Every time that I present a project to you, just know I'm either in it and I've done the research, or I'm doing the research and I'm in it. Regardless, my hands are always dirty. They're always going to be in these projects. We're really big on protecting you guys, but I know that in cryptocurrency, things are dynamic. Things are all changing and rapidly. The blink of an eye, new information can become available and things can change, and it will affect certain plays. But you guys have to understand, if you've already taken the boot camp and you're in the VIP, you know exactly what it takes to do your due diligence on a spot. So when I give it, you can take it as face value. It's golden. But any intelligent investor, I urge you strongly to do your due diligence, do your research, right? But as a gift from us to you guys, instead of just creating a whole new product, we're just going to make sure that those particular spots go into the CoinMarketCap watch list, and you guys have access to it, and we just gonna bomb. We gonna let it fly right now. So, what I mean, stay tuned for that. Um, First things first, on the news list, and I'm gonna drop those links for you guys if you don't already have them, but just stay tuned. I got you guys. First things first, let me share my screen. Y'all give me the thumbs up and let me know when y'all can see my screen. I bet. Appreciate you.
You see it?
All right. So, guys, if you guys know anything about the gentleman that's on my screen, Jim Cramer, this guy is always wrong. And I'm not saying this to be funny. I'm not saying this to crucify the guy. I'm just telling you, when he talks, it's always good to listen, but it's also good practice to do the exact opposite. So yesterday, he put out, there was a news clip that came out, right? And I'm gonna play it for you guys live on the screen. And then I'm gonna show you guys in real time what happened. All right. So let's get into this video real quick.
No, there won't be an ETF. But I do think that the people who are in it for that are going to use that as a chance to sell. This thing is, you can't kill it. Ooh. And the late Charlie Munger, who was so brilliant on so many things, was blind to this. Now you can say, wait a second, maybe it's all going to come
Jamie
around.
Dimon has not spared any negative words.
No, but look, I mean, it's a reality and it's a technological marvel. And I think people have to start recognizing that it's here to stay. The SEC's been against it almost the whole time.
Yeah.
Now, that doesn't mean that every one of these is here to stay, but I do think that this is a remarkable comeback that was unexpected, except for all the bulls who turned out to be right.
Gensler does a lot of jawboning.
Didn't work. No, there won't be an ETF.
Listen, man. This guy here, he literally said, you can't kill it. False. You absolutely can kill Bitcoin. Now, I'm speaking for myself, champ, right? I'm telling you from my research, what I've seen, you can definitely launch a 51% attack on Bitcoin. So one, yes, it can be attacked. It can be demolished, if you will, right? They calling this a controlled debt. I've already told you guys about its relationship to Tether, right? We'll go into that. That's for a whole nother call, but I've already mentioned the relationship between Bitcoin and Tether, right? So every time Tether prints, Bitcoin pumps. Cycle continues, right? But the thing that is most important about that clip, that particular clip, people were fearful because the news came out saying, hey, you can't kill Bitcoin. There's an ETF that's coming, right? Yes, we do know the ETFs were poised to be approved by January 10th, right? And in my eyes, it's still on, right? But there was some news that came out yesterday. There was a couple articles that printed, and the articles were basically saying that there is speculation. People have spread FUD and spread fear throughout the market, stating that there was some instances where these ETFs can be either rejected or they can be postponed to a later date. Steve is not here to speak for himself, but we had a conversation a little earlier, and Steve mentioned the same thing. He said he feels like they are going to get delayed. They're not going to come out as of January 10th. I don't know his projected date of when he feels like they will be approved, but he stated next month. So we have our own opinions on how we kind of see things. I just know ultimately it doesn't really matter who's right or who's wrong. We know that for sure the ETFs are going to happen, right? Period. You also know anytime that there is a guaranteed date in crypto, there's always going to be an adverse action that happens, no matter what, right? So you got your halving coming up, which the market is going to pump, it's going to do what it's going to do, but that's what it's done in the past. You never truly know what will happen in real time until it happens, right? So just from the Cramer incident, just by itself, I'm gonna pull this up on the screen for you guys.
But I do think that the people who are in it for.
So just from the Cramer incident, look at this. $540 million was liquidated from the crypto market. And that was in the past 4 hours. So keep in mind, anytime somebody tells you something is going to happen inside the cryptocurrency space, especially if it's Cramer, you do the opposite. So if he says it can't be killed, meaning, hey, this is going to continue to fly, it's going to continue to run up, that's just not realistic. So instead of you guys being led to slaughter, what this guy is typically known to do, if you follow his every move and every word, your bag is going to get crushed. So this is why discernment matters. You guys got to be on point. You got to know what's going on, what's happening, and you got to kind of study trends and understand the way this market works. $540 million was liquidated in 4 hours, just on the heels of rejected ETFs and Cramer. And that's because people are hearing his words, right? People that don't really truly understand the space, they hear his words and they're motivated and they're moved by those words. And then what they do is they go put in longs. You're banking on the market to go up, not realizing that that was just a setup for a retrace. They liquidate, that was extra liquidity for somebody. Now somebody's made whole, somebody else is their bag is crushed right now, and it is what it is. That's the way the market works. But that's why you have to do your own due diligence. You got to understand what's going on before you start making random moves in the space. You will always fall victim if you only follow somebody's word and you never do your own research. So again, do your own damn research. So this is the article that I wanted to show you guys about the speculation on the ETF rejection. So this article came out earlier today, and I was a little confused because everywhere that I was seeing news, period, everything was stating that we were going to be solid. The ETFs were still going on. They were going to be approved on January 10th. There was no issues. I did see today that the SEC had final meetings with a couple players, and they made their final submissions, and I guess they were basically going over all the details on all the submissions for these spot ETFs. And Galaxy and Invesco, they even released a video commemorating Bitcoin's birthday today. So all of these things are typically things that they'll use to pump or confirm that everything is still smooth, everything is still as planned, and we were going to be golden. Here's the video. I'm not even gonna play it because it's not even that important. But the market dropped. The market actually tanked because of this information coming out. So again, so many people are banking on this ETF actually happening. And when it happens, it's going to cause a quote unquote tsunami of money to come in. But I honestly feel, and this is my opinion, I honestly feel like with these with this FUD coming out, I think what they did was, I think this was strategic. I think somebody put this out just to get a better position in Bitcoin. It moved the market like it was supposed to. A lot of people, they got closed out of their positions, out of their long positions. Whoever needed it made their purchases. They got a great buy-in. And I think what's going to happen is that FUD is going to subside. They're going to keep talking about these ETFs being approved, and the price of Bitcoin is going to go right back up. I think this was honestly a controlled debt, honestly. But as always, we're going to keep our eyes on the market. We're going to follow everything to make sure we're on point, to make sure we know what's going on. And if anything arises or if anything meets the eye that I feel like, you guys definitely need to know, Steve and I will definitely release it to you guys. You know how that goes. But this is huge. And I think the biggest takeaway for these ETFs is this is bringing a lot of attention and a lot of light on traditional means of communication. So your news stations, your financial resources, all your communication channels. I think this is bringing a lot of light to the crypto industry. And like I said, over the past, I want to say 9 to 11 weeks, we've been on an uptrend. So a retrace, a healthy retrace is always something you should factor in. You never ever should just anticipate something continuously being on an uptrend for 3 months. It's just really not realistic. So I'm actually good with the healthy retrace in anything, because it's going to give you guys better entries, and then you can kind of see how the market moves. We probably gonna get a little bit of sideways action for maybe a couple days, and we'll be right back up to the same levels we were a couple days ago. The next thing I wanted to bring to you guys is attention. There is, as of January 1st, there is a new crypto tax reporting obligation that is in full effect. And it says, if you receive 10K or more in crypto, you're now obligated to report the transaction. So we're talking about the names, the crypto address, receiving address, social security numbers, and all of that to the IRS within 15 days under threat of a felony charge. I honestly had no clue this was a thing. I had no clue until yesterday morning. When I seen this, I wanted to actually do a deep dive into it. I wanted to read it and go into the fine print just to kind of figure out the ins and outs. I did not get the opportunity to do so. So this is going to be something that I'm signing myself up to do. And I urge everybody that's invested in cryptocurrency to do the same, because this is important. But it's Public Law 117-58. And 135 statute 1341. And it says effective after December 31st, 2023, which makes it January 1st, guys. So, you might want to read into this. Once I find the law link, I'll drop that for you guys, and I'll more than likely upload it under the write-up for this video so that you guys can easily access it for those who catch the replay. But I want you guys to actually tell me what you guys think in the comments, because this, to me, is wild. But we knew this was coming. I just know they want us to report all of these things in terms of crypto earnings, and it could be airdrops if you receive this from another person, for a company, for a transaction, if you were selling something, whatever. They don't care. Even if it was one transaction or multiple transactions, if you receive 10K or more, they want the info, right? And they're quote unquote threatening us with felony charges if we don't do so. Guys, regulations are here. Regulations are coming. I told you guys that stable coins are going to be the first thing that they have to regulate. So honestly, I do not feel the need, and this is not tax advice. Please consult with your tax advisors, and your CPAs. This is just my take, right? And I'm not even speaking for the university on this one. I'm just speaking for Champ. I honestly feel like this is an overreach. This is greed. One, because we do not have formal crypto regulations. So without regulations, how can you mandate that people who are involved and invested in cryptocurrency, regardless, that they have to report any gains on anything if we don't have true regulations? We don't even have a lay of the land formally yet. Most exchanges are just now getting around to doing KYC, know your customer. So honestly, again, I'm not giving you guys advice on what to do in this situation, but I just feel like this is definitely a huge overreach. But this could all be part of the plan, because they did have, in the past, they did have a ton of new IRS agents that they were bringing on to the agency. So, hey, it is what it is. If the dollar's dying and we're starting to dwindle away, and, all of these things are going on, and it's going to affect the dollar and the economy, and they know that crypto is emerging, it is blowing up, right? And we're getting bull runs, we're getting a lot of liquidity and volume that's coming into the space. They know people are going to make money. So I guess this is another way for them to absolutely scare people, get money out of people, and continue to do what they've always done. So I see you guys asking a couple questions inside the chat. I won't take a whole bunch of questions on this, but I have a lot of questions myself. So before I even get to answering, I don't want to speak out of ignorance and not knowing. So I'm going to actually do some deep diving into the bill itself, into the law itself, and just kind of figure out exactly what it all entails, if there's any potential loopholes, et cetera, et cetera. And then, we can all revisit. Maybe we'll do that on another dot connect or something like that. Here's another important thing that I wanted you guys to know. This news just came out yesterday, January 2nd, 2024. 25 new countries are set to join BRICS. This is crazy. Now, the reason why this matters, the reason why this matters the most is because not only does this show increased interest into BRICS, Saudi, which was the reason for, the petrol, that's one of the biggest oil consumers and producers, period. So when you have all of these things going on and people were using the dollar for these trades, now you have more countries who have signed up to say, listen, we're not using the dollar to execute these trades. We're going to transact in our local currencies and whatever currencies that, we all deem in the BRICS nations. This is going to definitely affect the global dominance of the dollar, hands down. For 24, 25 new nations to come into the space, listen, this is about to get crazy. So keep your eyes on the economy. Please don't be out here fucking off your money. Please don't be out here just frivolously spending, because I'm telling you, it is going to affect us in many ways. If it doesn't happen in the interim, like in the next week or so, trust me, it's going to happen in the upcoming future. All of these things you guys see with other currencies, Venezuela, and you see how they're trying to use Bitcoin to transact, and they're trying to make it, sovereign currency and etc. You see what's happening to their dollars. They're using it like confetti in the streets. Don't be blind. In the words of Steve, don't be dumb. Like, because if it happens here, it's going to affect a lot of people, and a lot of people here are still living under a rock. Everybody that's tuned into this call, everybody that's here, you guys kind of operate at a different capacity. You know what I mean? Your mind moves a little different. You already know and understand what's going on with crypto. You know the future of finance. You know what I mean? And you're learning it. But when it comes to the only thing that people truly have known, and it losing its power and its dominance on a global stage, a lot of people are going to panic. A lot of people are going to be holding on to notes that really don't, they aren't valued at anything. They're not backed by anything, especially when you have countries like Saudi Arabia moving away from, the way we transact for petrol, and they're joining BRICS. So guys, this is gonna be crazy. And this could honestly, this could really cause hyperinflation. You know what I mean? So if they stop using the dollar completely, that's on the table. And this is, guys, this is 25 new countries. So this is major. You know what I mean? So honestly, this is not the time. 2024 is not the time to be bullshitting. It's not the time to play. You cannot have your head in the sand this year. The reason being is there is so much stuff that is about to happen in terms of legal tender, in terms of gold and silver, the values, the dominance of the US dollar, the GDP of other nations versus what we have in the United States, and how BRICS is emerging and is growing exponentially. We in for a wild ride. Plus, you guys already know that there's a crash that's looming. We still got a black swan. But then on the other side, you have things to look forward to, like you have the Bitcoin halving. You have these spot ETFs that's about to get approved. You have big institutional guys who are coming in with tens of trillions of dollars. I seen an article that said today, there was an article that basically said there was about 40, they were expecting by the end of 2025 for it to be valued at about 39, I think it said 39 or 49 trillion dollars. That sounds so wild to me, because when you think about it, the highest the market cap has ever been for crypto, period, has been 3 trillion. 3 trillion. And you got to think, we had Bitcoin go all the way up to 60, 70,000. So imagine what 39, 49 trillion dollars does to this cryptocurrency market. And let's just say, right, I'm I'm real big on this. Fabi, kiss the babies for me.
Yeah, they supposed to be asleep. Sorry.
It's all good. So I feel like with Cramer coming out saying that, I've been seeing articles where people truly believe that Bitcoin is just indestructible. It can't collapse. It can't be killed, right? And listen, under any one of our posts on Instagram, whether it's on the Skyton page, my personal page, or Steve's page, if you type in Bitcoin, it's going to give you guys the link to that dot connect that we did, where I kind of broke everything down for you guys. And then on top of that, I want to revisit. I want to make a part 2 to that. The reason I want to make a part 2 to that is because there's a part that I missed that I wanted to kind of explain, but I didn't want to over talk it. What people need to understand is there are 4 major mining entities that control the hash rate. A 51% attack on Bitcoin itself will gain control over those 4 mining parties, who could then essentially just stop mining, and it will collapse the hash rate. It would then collapse the price of Bitcoin. The entire market would collapse with it. If the entire market was to crash with it, that is called what? The Black Swan event, right? You guys already know this is coming. There's been multiple articles and everything that we've already showed you guys. We've been telling you guys about this. I know I've been speaking about this since we even had the university. I was telling people about the Black Swan back in, I think, 16, 17, knowing that there was a major collapse. So when the stock market crashes, the bond market crashes, crypto crashes, stocks, everything, when all of the 401ks, when all of this stuff collapses, people are going to be in a panic. People are going to lose so much. And it's not something to be celebrated. It's just something that we've been telling you guys about so you guys can position yourselves properly. Because when things happen, there's going to be a snowball effect. When one collapses, it's also going to, let's say stocks collapse first. Where do you think that money is going to go to? It's going to go to crypto, right? So when it goes to crypto, or even if it went to gold and silver, right? People will put it in commodities. But then what if the commodity market crashed, right? Just example. Where would people go? They're going to go to places where they feel like things are liquid, convertible, it's easy to transact, which is what? Crypto. Now we're in the age where people are moving away from these banks and having their money in these institutions, because all the institutions are doing with your 401ks and things like that, they're taking your money and investing it into other things, right? But you can be doing that yourself. You're basically giving them money of your own that you work for to invest it in the things that you can invest in it on your own. And they're giving you fractions of percentages of that, while they make billions and trillions. And they just rinse and repeat. They continuously do this. And even in the fine print, when every single person on this call, if you have a bank account, if you look at the terms and conditions on your bank account, you gave them permission to take 10% of the money that is in your bank account. Everybody, myself included. It's in the fine print. And this is legal. So when you think about things like that, it's like, why am I giving these people, the option to even have some of my money and be able to take 10% of my money that I work hard for? I know you guys put in hours and hours of work, whether you're working for somebody or you're working for yourselves. I understand how this goes. So I know that I've played both sides. I've been an entrepreneur. I've worked for somebody else. And I truly understand that it's all a game at the end of the day. And I'm not telling anybody to just take all your money out, because, of course, you have to have money in the bank because you have to pay bills. Everybody doesn't accept crypto. We understand it, right? You also need your own, your cushions, your stashes so that you have it. But blackouts, they're talking about looming blackouts and things like that. So when you have all of these factors and things going on, what happens if there is a true blackout and you can't go to the bank and go withdraw money? What do? We're going to be back to bartering. So one of the dot connects that I'm actually going to do, and it may not even be a dot connect, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put together a readiness, kind of like a survival series, right? And I'm gonna tell you guys a bunch of things that you will need in the event, and show you guys a couple ways that you guys can transact and survive, and things to get you ready in preparedness mode for in the event we do have some kind of cyber attack or some kind of blackout or black swan event that happens. So there's a couple of things that we're working on for you guys. We truly want you all to be just truly prepared. We don't want nobody out here, especially in the university, getting caught with their pants down, and just blind to the fact that these things are actually happening. They've been planned, and they do have a high probability of actually taking course. So that's just a couple of things I wanted to run by you guys. So I wasn't gonna do this because this was just for VIPs, but I'm gonna go ahead and give it just because we're on a call. You guys know normally we shut down the calls once we stop recording. We give you guys a play. I dropped this for all the VIPs. So for everybody who is not a VIP member, you're welcome. This is for you guys. So there's a project right now. This project is called Stronghold. Stronghold has been around, I believe, since 2015, if I'm not mistaken. I want to show you guys something. Look at this chart. So year to date, look at the chart. This just recently catapulted. I want to say in the last 60 to 90 days, this thing has just went on a tear. The thing I like about Stronghold, the ticker is SHX. You guys can find this, you know where to look for it. It's available on a couple different places, but I'll pull up the markets for you. I bought some on BitTrue, but I found a bag that I had years ago, literally sitting in my lobster wallet. So this is going to be twofold. Not only do you guys get a play, but I'm going to give you guys some wisdom after the play. So this is the play. You can buy it on BitTrue. BitTrue is one of those, we call them advanced exchanges. The trading pairs are XRP and USDT Tether. These are other places you can purchase it on: Uniswap, Gate.io, Stellar Term, OpenOcean. I wouldn't recommend buying it on anywhere else except for BitTrue, only because I know that there's volume on that exchange, and I've personally transacted and I had no issues transacting on that exchange at all whatsoever. So that's big for me. So what Stronghold does, it's all about financial services for not only retail, which is you and I, but it's also for financial services for institutions. So they have developer APIs where it gives you access to old legacy systems and modernized payment systems and financial systems, right? So you guys get this is for business customers. You get rewards, you get merchant cash advances through different decentralized finance programs that they have. So they're building right now. I honestly feel like this coin was a super sleeper, but this is going to be listed on a couple other cryptocurrency exchanges. So I just wanted you guys to be prepared. And I'm sorry I did not give this to you guys a little sooner. That is my bad. I truly wish I would have released this, but I honestly, it just slipped my mind. And I saw it catching some traction, so I wanted to put this out so now everybody has the opportunity. The good thing about this is I put this out at 2 a.m. And when I was looking at the chart, if you look at any chart that looks like this looks amazing by all means, right? So when you see a project that just literally goes on a tear like this, what do you expect to happen? A retrace. There has to be some sort of pullback. A healthy pullback after these type of gains right here, these type of movements, where they drop a 0 or 2, are major. So you guys have to really, really, really focus and understand that when we give you a play, it doesn't always mean buy into it instantaneously, right? There's always a gamble when it comes to it, because especially if you are just jumping into a play, that means you truly haven't done your due diligence and you're just going off of our word, which we respect, we appreciate. You know what I mean? That means you guys trust us. You know that we only care about your well-being. We want everybody in here to make money. That's definitely what we're here for. We want you guys to operate safely and make your bag. But this play right here was perfect, that I put it out at 2 a.m. and this was in our Discord. Where is it at? So in the spot chat channel right here, I'm not gonna click on it because this is for our VIPs. So this is where we drop spots at. So everybody that's in the VIPs, you guys are getting access to these additional channels and plays that we put in here. Inside of the spot chat channel, you're also going to get the link to the CoinMarketCap watch list that I've been telling you guys about. So listen, we're not here playing. And I'm not sure if you guys can see that. I'm still kind of sharing my screen. But we're about to turn it up. And I want everybody to eat. There should be no excuse. Everybody that's in the 1%, I know for sure you're up. For sure. Everybody who executed, you are up. Even with these retraces. But whenever you see retraces like this, these are perfect buying opportunities. These are opportunities to plus up your bag. These are opportunities to take some profits and move your profits into other projects that you feel it's a good buying opportunity. That way you aren't using new fiat or entering new fiat into the market. You can just take some profits and rotate it over into other projects that you believe in, right? That you want to invest in. But guys, I'm about to go on a blitz. I'm forewarning you. You have until, what's today? January 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. You guys have until Monday, the 8th. And I'm going off. I'm telling you now. So I don't want to this ain't like a hype move. Oh, Twitter, you couldn't see that. So yeah, I guess I was just sharing the stronghold screen. So I was just basically showing everybody our Discord. In the Discord, the VIP channels that we have inside the VIP. I was showing you guys, it's called the Spot Chat channel. That channel is where we drop spots at, right? That's where I do my work. Steve has futures. We have the futures course for you guys, but when it comes to spots, this is where everything is going to be dropped at. And we're going to keep revisiting the way everybody who's been in here and who's been paying attention, you guys know that when we give plays, we always double back. And it might be a month later, it might be a week later, it might be 2 months later. We tell you, hey, on this day, we dropped this project. This is what the project is at now. And if you execute it, you're up. You know what I mean? I don't know everybody's entries. I don't know what you guys, when you guys are buying in. So I definitely do want to ask for you guys' engagement a little more so it's visible. So if you're buying in the spots, announce it. Hey, I just bought in. You know what I mean? You don't have to tell your business or nothing. But that just lets other people know that, one, it lets us know that you guys see the spots. Two, it also lets us know that you guys are engaging with the spots that we're giving you, because there's been multiple opportunities that I know people have missed simply because they did not execute. And I gave it, and I told you guys these are going to pump. And we revisit a month later or 2 weeks later, and when it's up 50%, 130%, 160%, when you guys had the opportunities to 2 and 3x and 4x your money, hey, listen, that opportunity is going to be there. But when the market is hot like this, these are the best times to strike. So I'm not telling you guys that, just throw the basket of money at things. I'm just telling you there's volume that's been moving into the space. And I don't want you guys to miss out, because I'm literally about to unleash, and there's about to be a couple narratives that are unfolding in crypto right now. Solana was a big one. Steve is still going to put out that Solana ecosystem project for you guys. There's the next one that I'm looking forward to. And I'm going to show you guys that there's going to be instructions you guys will have to follow. But there are airdrops that's big. This is airdrop season, right? Typically between January to about March, April, there's airdrops. You guys can participate in airdrops in certain projects that you're invested in. They may have you play a game. They may have you download a certain wallet. You may have to, purchase a couple coins and stake a couple coins, but you'll get so many coins for doing so. This is how certain airdrops work on different ecosystems. And without saying no names, there's another ecosystem that's poised for a pump. So after Solana, the next one is going to be kind of at the forefront, and I want to get you guys prepared for it. So I'm going to drop these spots. I'm going to fix up these coin market cap watch lists for the next probably 2 or 3 days. Somebody in the chat, Rocket asked, how do you stay informed on getting these airdrops? So one, staying in the community. Two, being a part of the ecosystem itself means one, you're following their Twitter accounts, their Reddit accounts. If you're on their website, if they're putting out information through websites or on project pages, they're going to give you the instructions and they're going to tell you what to do. But a lot of times you have to be surrounded by community members, people who are actively engaged in doing the research in these airdrops and just buying and being a part of these ecosystems. They will tell you, hey, this is what you have to do. Do X, Y, Z. You'll get, $5,000. You'll get $10,000. But this is in cryptocurrency, right? And then if you choose to sell off, you choose to sell off. So airdrops are really a real thing. I've been involved in a couple of airdrops since I've been in crypto. But I know people who this is all they do. Their number one favorite part to engage in cryptocurrency is airdrops because it's damn near free. There are airdrops where sometimes you do have to pay or do something, which will cost you a couple dollars or a couple initial investments. But there's also ones that you just follow the instructions. If you sign up for something, if you participate in a game, if you share on your social pages, things like that, they'll airdrop you. You're a part of it. They'll take a screenshot and they'll drop it right into your wallet. So airdrops are pretty cool. They're good ways for people to get incentivized for just being a part of the ecosystem and helping grow the ecosystem itself and those tokens. So be on the look for that. What else? Guys, your spots. This is for everybody. What I need you guys to understand is every single time you guys buy something or you invest in something, get it off the exchange instantaneously. When I say immediately, I mean immediately, guys. Get it off that exchange. Move it to your cold storage wallet. We're about to give you guys some new cold storage wallets so you will know exactly where you need to move those assets to, or you'll have other options outside of just the ledger and the decent that we gave you guys previously. There are a couple other ones that we feel like are kind of greater in terms of security, but that'll be on another call. But I do want to urge every single person, and this was something that I realized myself I wasn't doing a great job of doing. Sometimes I'm moving so fast that I'll buy or I invest in a project and I'll forget about it because there's probably 60 apps that I'm on. There's probably 20 exchanges that I've signed up for. There's multiple hot wallets, and I'm using these things so fast for exact reasons. And sometimes I'll forget to move them as I'm navigating and I'm purchasing things. So the gem from that is when I realized that I had a bag of Stronghold that I had literally purchased in I think it was 2015 or 16. For some reason on my Lobster wallet, it's giving me an issue where I can't see my transaction history. So maybe it's just, I don't know, maybe I need to update my phone. But long story short, I just need you guys to not make the same mistake that I made, where you forget that you have a bag of something. So proper record keeping of the assets that you're purchasing when you're purchasing. Yes, these exchanges all have this information readily available for you. All you have to do is click on your transaction history and it'll show it to you. But in instances like this, where you want to kind of reference exact days and times when you bought something, if something is going on with the app or the hot wallet or whatever, and you can't see it, you don't have that visibility, sometimes you miss out on that data, and that data is important. You know what I mean? So especially now with these guys coming up with these crazy tax laws and things that they're trying to introduce. You guys are taxed more if you have crypto in the same year. So let's say it's 2024, when you guys buy XRP, and XRP goes to $50 or $100, not financial advice, and you guys make $1 million and you sell, Once you convert it into fiat, that's a taxable event. So you guys will have to pay higher taxes on the crypto that you had, because if you bought it in 24 and sold it in 24, you did not have it for longer than 1 year. So you would pay more on property gain tax. So things like that you guys need to consider. And I used to keep a ledger, like this notebook. I don't know if you guys can really see this, but this notebook right here, I write a lot of things down in my notebook. And it's just a good practice for me just because I'm old school, especially having to write down your private keys and keep them away from your phone and your mobile devices where things can be compromised. I always keep a notepad to jot down certain things. So if I'm making periodic buys, I'll either write it down and then I'll transpose it onto a Word document or Excel spreadsheet or something like that. That's just something that I practice doing, and I urge every one of you guys to do the same. Yes, it is super convenient to do everything digitally and electronically, but again, what happens if we have a blackout and you don't have access to these type of things? You just got to remember that there's a way to do things the manual way that may not be as it may not be as I guess easy, but it's worth it because it'll help you remember that this is how you keep track of certain things. So guys, do not leave your assets on any exchanges. Definitely hot wallets. If there's a cold storage wallet that can store your particular crypto, get it off of those hot wallets and put them on a cold storage. And just keep track of your things, man. Because I honestly literally forgot. And I definitely took some profits from the stronghold pump. I did take profits on the first, I believe it was. Yeah, on the first or the second. I took profits and I sold off some because it was literally a bag I forgot I had, and I still had others that was tucked away or stored on my ledger. So that's just one of my biggest things that I want to share with you guys, because especially if you're a person who had a lot of initial investments, but you never took your money off the table, that's a good record keeping thing where you can just always go back to either your own spreadsheet or you can go to your notebook and say, hey, oh yeah, I already got a bag of this. This is when I bought in. This was the price at that time. And then you look at the price of it right now in real present time, and you say, hey, I'm up, 150% or 90%, whatever. And you want to capitalize and take some profits, take some profits. That way, you guys, the goal is always to have house money in the market and take your initial investment and put it back in your pocket. That's always the goal, right? So I'm not telling everybody for every single project that you guys get into that you need to buy it and hold it and keep it just forever. That's not realistic. You know what I mean? I know everybody has different entries, everybody has different needs, and people need they need their initial investments back. So, do so. Just do so wisely. So that's really it. That's all I really wanted to go over today. I didn't want to keep you guys for too long, so I'm going to end it here. That was episode 41 of Dot Connect Wednesdays. Just wanted to give you guys a couple updates of what's going on with the spot ETFs. Never ever trusting Cramer. Doing the exact opposite when that guy speaks, and just paying attention to what's going on in the market, and just having good safekeeping practices when it comes to your crypto. All right, so that's episode 41. Love you guys. Peace.